Yes, Virginia, there is a cocaine bear. There's also a meth gator, but we'll talk about that later. And mice that are driving my anxiety crazy. But hey, that's for a later talk here. Tonight's episode of Dylan Knows, episode 488, a little earlier than usual since my family is camping in the cold and the snow. And yes, we had some snow today. Talk a little bit about that. We'll also talk about the record breaking heat we had just 2 days ago. Technically 3 days ago, I guess. It's still Friday, though. Friday, February 25th. Let's see, February, March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November, 10 months to Christmas Day. Let's see, February, March, April, May, June, July, August, 6 months to my son's 14th birthday. So yeah, all kinds of fun stuff happening here. I was going to hopefully talk a little bit more about Cocaine Bear, but that didn't happen. We'll talk about that in a second. Some deaths, including a major one of a local person here. That's pretty important. We had snow and 80 degrees within the same week. Nightmare on Elm Street, NFL. Let's see what else. Thanksgiving. What else we got? Trailers. Michael Crichton. What else do we have going on here? Japan. Rogers the Musical, some Broadway news, production starts, typical stuff here. And this is your cure for insomnia. So if you are needing some sleep, just listen to my droning, uninteresting voice here. So how the hell are you? I could be doing a lot better. I had a lot of plans today. My family is away camping with the Scouts this weekend, which I'm worried about them because it was extraordinarily cold Friday night into Saturday, and then we got snow today. So I'm assuming they had some of that. And then I learned that one of the Scouts, not my daughter, not my son, but one of the Scouts in their troop fractured 3 bones in their ankle. So that's not fun. So they come back tomorrow. It's going to be warmer, I should say. It's going to be about 20 degrees warmer than it was today. Today was a Pogo, the Hoenn event, Pokemon Go Hoenn event, final part of that, which is what took up most of my time because I had originally planned that I was going to, this is what I wanted to do. I wanted to play Fortnite. I wanted to do a little bit of the Pokemon Go stuff. I wanted to go to the grocery store. I wanted to take down my Christmas stuff. Yes, my Christmas stuff is still up, despite the fact that it's only 10 months away. It's still up. I wanted to watch The Fabelmans. I wanted to watch Cocaine Bear. I would need to go to the grocery store. I had a whole bunch of stuff planned out that I was going to do. And my wife calls and texts me and said that she wants me to run her Pokemon Go account because she's a little bit bigger Pokemon Go person than I am. And I was not planning on doing that. And I wasn't planning on trying to spend the whole day doing that. But alas, that's what I ended up doing. I ended up spending the whole day working on Pokemon Go, not just for her stuff, but to get my stuff done. So I did not see Cocaine Bear. And then by the time nightfall arose, I was getting paranoid and anxiety about the mice in my house. I saw one today, chase him around the kitchen, and he's now hiding in the family room. Before I go to bed, I'll lay out the traps. I only have 1 trap left. I did order some more, though they should be coming tomorrow, so hopefully I'll be able to lay out some more Sunday night because I'll be getting up Monday before my kids get up, so they won't see if there's any dead mice in there. And there's one that's been bothering me in my living room also. And then I keep hearing them in the walls, and I hear another one, I think, under the dishwasher. So I don't know if it's the same one or whatever. But it's anxiety, man. The house is a mess. It needs to be cleaned up, and there's stuff we can probably do to stop it. But right now, it's really hard to try to get them out of here. So I'm working on that. But so at this point, I did do some Fortnite. I got a lot of stuff done on my Fortnite, which is good. I got the Pokemon Go stuff done, which is good. I didn't see Fablemans, but as I said with that, I had opportunity to, but I didn't want to because I was dealing with this mice issue, and I just wasn't feeling it by them. I've been online, did some Facebooking, Instagramming, Twittering, lurking, stuff like that I usually do. And I didn't feel like it. I didn't feel like watching Fableman. So as long as I get to watch it before March 12th, which I should be able to, though that's coming up real quickly, so I don't know. The weekends are filling up really quickly, so we'll see what happens. But all in all, kind of a blah day, so I decided to start a little early today, and I'll try to wrap this up. I'll lay my trap out. I got to decide where I'm going to go, the kitchen or the living room. I think I'll try to get the one in the kitchen because that's when I actually saw. The one in the living room, I'm just hearing a lot, and I investigate, and it goes quiet. So I think I'll try that one with some of the new stuff. And I need to get more peanut butter, so I need to get to the grocery store. So I'll probably do that tomorrow as well. But yeah, so it's been a fairly weird winter. And we haven't had a lick of snow, really. And then we had a 80-degree day on Thursday. It was gorgeous. And then we had a 30-degree day today and snow. It snowed for a long time during pretty much the whole time I was Pokemon going from about, I guess I started about 1 o'clock, 1 to 5:30, I guess. So those 4 hours, it was snowing pretty good. Didn't lay much because the ground was still warm from the 80-degree day we just had 2 days previous. So we had that, but it was definitely kind of an interesting sort of thing that I don't think I've ever really seen before. And then it's going back up into the 50s next week. In fact, tomorrow it is. Oops, wrong one. I want to do that. It's presently 32 degrees right now in Reisterstown, but it's going to be 57 tomorrow, 45 on Monday, 59 on Tuesday, 57 on Wednesday, 63 on Thursday, 46 Friday, 45 Saturday, 50 on Sunday, 54 on Monday. So that's the next schedule. Weather that could obviously change. Spring training baseball games started today. So that's pretty cool too. And as I said, I didn't get a chance to see Cocaine Bear, so I was hoping I would be able to do that and give you a review, but I didn't. But it's been doing pretty good. It's everyone's making a big deal that it's beating Ant-Man at the box office. You know what? I don't care because I did my Ant-Man piece. I still think everyone should go see the movie, and I don't see why everyone thinks it's such a bad movie. It really is, and it's a really good movie, actually. It's got to be the schadenfreude of seeing Disney fail or fall on their face or whatever because they're assholes. I don't know. But because Cocaine Bear is hugely popular right now, it is getting its own Funko Pop. So we'll be getting Cocaine Bear Funko Pops here soon. So, yeah. And because of that, the Asylum, which is a group that we used to work with closely when we were Snark Alex, they like to make their own versions of hit movies. So they are making Meth Gator. So, yeah, that's a real movie that'll be coming really out here in a little bit. I mean, not in the movie theaters, obviously, but it will be coming out direct to video or whatever. So there you go. Some fantasy stuff in the news. Hogwarts Legacy TV series is rumored to be in the works at HBO Max. They've been saying that they want to do more Harry Potter content, and the video game is doing extraordinarily well. So it just makes sense. It takes place in the past, so it'd be good to do a connection to the Hogwarts Legacy video game. So people who love the game will see this and go, oh, let's do that. Plus, they've been doing really well with their video game adaptation, The Last of Us. So why not? And this one I'm not as keen for. The Warner Brothers is also paying to do new versions of Lord of the Rings. I don't know if they're going to do remakes of it, which would be stupid because the ones that are out are the definitive version to me, or they're going to be doing like new stuff, new movies with the Lord of the Rings characters and situations and stuff. I don't know. I mean, they do have a Lord of the Rings TV show, which is on Amazon, so I don't know why they need to make more movies, but whatever. It's never too early to talk about Christmas. As I said, 10 months from today, Christmas starts. The Santa Clauses had a successful season 1 on Disney Plus. So season 2, I guess, is starting to get a little pre-production underway because they have cast Eric Stone Street, who was from Modern Family, played one of the gay guys. I forget the name, not the red-haired one, the more plumper one, I should say, as a mad Santa. So I don't know if he's going to be the bad guy or whatever, but there's your first news about the Santa Clauses. Rare Objects trailer. Katie Holmes has returned to movies, and Julie Magnuson, I guess. I didn't see it, but I just figured if you want to check that out, go ahead. A musical that has not been seen in a really long time, Sunday in the Park with George, is getting a revival on the West Coast. And as funny as I was just talking about that with my daughter a few days ago, and here's a story about that. So it's kind of interesting how that sort of plays out a little bit. Ashley Park joins the new season of Only Murders in the Building. I don't know who that is, but they are getting a pretty good cast, it looks like. Newly discovered type of salt could explain the nature of Europa's ice crust. I figured I'd throw a little science there since I was trying to figure out what it said. And when I figured it out, I said I may as well check it out. Another trailer I didn't really pay much attention to, but if you might be interested in it, something called The Power with Toni Collette and John Leguizamo. So that came out this week as well. Melissa Joan Hart, our old school Sabrina, said that her and Ryan Reynolds had a fling in the 90s when they were both, I guess, on TV shows before Ryan Reynolds became hugely famous. They had a little fling going on there. Vince Vaughn, Michelle Monaghan, Al Pacino, and Simon Rex have joined the movie Easy's Waltz. Speaking of snow, we had snow in our area today. It's been snowing in California in strange places. The Hollywood sign got a dusting of snow this week, as did Wine Country. They got more than a dusting. Wine Country got a little bit more snow than they expected to. Hopefully it will not affect the wine output. Coming here soon. British publisher Puffin Books has removed language it deems offensive from Roald Dahl books. The guy who wrote Willy Wonka, or I should say Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, and Matilda, and BFG, and The Witches. This publisher, I guess, publishing the books, decided that they were going to do censored versions of it as not to hurt people's feelings, I guess. Now, I'm all for, not hurting people's feelings, but that's called censorship, and you really should not remove stuff from a writer's writing unless you get their permission to. And Roald Dahl's, I think, dead. I think has been dead for a while, and I don't think it's right. Actually, if you really were concerned about it, you could put a disclaimer on the book cover, but other than that, you need to get over that sort of thing, which is weird coming from me, but it's true. It's just I don't understand censorship in that way. You might be trying to not hurt people's feelings, but that's the way it is. That's the way the books are written. And again, you could put little things on the books that said, hey, this uses language you might find offensive, blah, blah, blah. I don't know. Switching gears here. The Dead Boy Detectives, which was a show based in the Sandman universe, but is also part of the DC universe. So HBO Max had the rights to DC stuff. Sandman notwithstanding, that was with Netflix and had a great first season last year. Dead Boy Detectives, though, has been I guess it's been made or produced. I don't know, by HBO Max. Maybe it hasn't been made yet. Maybe they've just gone as far as casting and got the script written, because I know they've done some work on it, because I've done some stories for it on the show. And it's apparently not going to be on HBO Max due to the cost cutting, but because of its connection to Sandman, Netflix has swooped in and has bought the rights to air Dead Boy Detectives. So when that rolls in on Netflix, I'll be able to watch it now. I was kind of intrigued about it. Thought it'd be kind of interesting to check it out, but I don't want to get HBO Max. So now it's on Netflix. It's like, okay, while we're waiting for Sandman to come, if this indeed comes out later this year, if it's already done or whatever, definitely worth take a look to see it and check it out. Mike Flanagan, who did a big career at Netflix with The Haunting of Hill House, and a few other things as well, and then has moved on to Amazon. Has a Nightmare on Elm Street story idea, but he doesn't know who he should approach about it, or if it's even good enough to maybe should we do a reboot sort of thing. So, but Mike Flanagan, I kind of would like to see what Mike Flanagan would have to do with a Nightmare on Elm Street idea. I like to kind of see what that, because he's done some pretty good stuff that I like, and gets him away from a lot of stuff he's done for Netflix gets him away from Stephen King, but it feels like Stephen King. But this might be the first thing that really doesn't, so we'll see. Speaking of Stephen King, the It prequel, Welcome to Derry, has been ordered to series HBO Max, so that will be coming. No idea if it's going to star the Skarsgård brother who was in the two-part movie version of it, or if they're going to cast a younger actor or a different actor. I don't know. But it's going to series to HBO Max, so it's I guess a pretty good idea to see how Pennywise came to power. The only problem is he really didn't have any antagonists during that time. He was just basically had carte blanche doing whatever he wanted to, really. Every, 20 years, 20, 30 years, something like that. So we'll see what happens. Japan breaks the world record for fastest internet speed, because of course they did. They're always 3 steps ahead of everybody in the world when it comes to technology, as they, it's the way they've always been, and that's good. We need stuff like that. Also, speaking of Japan, Japan is mystified by a giant metal sphere that washed up onto a local beach there in Japan. They've x-rayed it. They've tested things. They're not getting anything out. They don't know what the hell it is or how it got there or how it washed up. So it's kind of a big mystery. Adding on top of that, all the blimp sightings and the UFO things that have been shot down and over here the last couple weeks. To add this to it is kind of a intriguing sort of, that's interesting to see what that could turn out to be. Warner Brothers Discovery keeps having all kinds of trouble with their HBO Max buyout and all this stuff, but now they're trying to get some of that money back by suing Paramount for reneging parts of the $500 million licensing deal that they had to stream the streaming rights to South Park. I think South Park is on Paramount. I think it was on HBO Max, and they had a buyout, but I think Paramount is not paying certain aspects of the deal, and that's what this lawsuit is about. So we'll see what happens with that. Speaking of HBO, Succession is going to end with season 4 at HBO. Succession has been a huge hit, award-winning hit for HBO Max. Despite all their money issues and all their behind-the-scenes stuff, they're still doing quality programming. So good for that as well. Jennifer Neitz will be joining the Exorcist sequel. So that keeps going up there. Nick Offerman and Megan Mullany, the True Life spouses, will be joining the Umbrella Academy's final season 4. So that's good on that. A former NFL linebacker named Blake Martinez has quit football because he wanted to sell Pokemon cards. And in the last 7 months for selling Pokemon cards, he has made $5 million. So he doesn't have to play football to make millions of dollars. He just has to sell Pokemon cards, and that's an absolutely insane thing to think about. But there it is. Addison Rae, Jalen Thomas, and Neil Lara Lapre have joined Eli Roth's Thanksgiving slasher film. Keeps getting more and more casts on that. The Dark/1899 creators will be adapting Boom Studios, my friend Philip Sablick's studio, comic Something is Killing the Children for Netflix. So they'll be getting a comic book adaptation on Netflix based on that comic, which sounds a lot sort of like Buffy, about a monster that's killing children and the one woman who can stop them. So it's like a new updated version sort of Buffy. I have not read the comic because it's sold out everywhere you go. And now it's like in the 20s and 30s, so it's not worth going back to it. And honestly, I haven't really been much into comics anyway, so I'm not going to really do much about that. So But now I'm proud of Philip. He's really doing some good stuff out there, and he's making a name for himself out there as one of the top people in the comic book industry. He was my mentor, a guy who trained me up over at Diamond there so long ago. The remaining Beatles, Ringo and Paul, will be joining with the Rolling Stones, apparently, on a new album. They're working on it right now. So that should be interesting to see how that came together. It's surprising that they have not had a collaboration before now, considering, they were friendly rivals during the 60s, but both had were both successful and had huge hits. And the Rolling Stones, obviously, still rocking and rolling. So for longevity, they beat the Beatles, but the Beatles have more number ones and stuff like that. So it'd be fun to see the two of them working together, see what we got out of that. Ice cream sandwich flavored pudding is out there now as well. So you can get that as well. I knew this. I think it's still kind of interesting. Michael Crichton, who passed away many years ago, wrote under a pseudonym for the longest time before he felt comfortable about writing as himself. I mean, Stephen King did the same thing as well. And the pseudonym he used is John Lang. John Lang is my father. John Lang is my cousin who died of COVID back in 2020 also. So it's not the same John Lang, obviously, but to have a pseudonym, John Lang, and not just knowing, but being directly related to two versions of John Lang is kind of interesting, actually. So I knew he did one that was a doctor thriller sort of thing, but I didn't know he did a whole bunch of other ones. I know he did that one, but I don't know if he did a whole bunch of other ones. But apparently he did, and they're all going to get re-released. So that's kind of interesting to see that. An anniversary on this page, Tears for Fears in 1985 released their album Songs from the Big Chair, which had many of their big hits, including Everybody Wants to Rule the World. Came out 85, so 85, 95, 2005, 2015, 2025, -2. So it's 38 years old. So congratulations on that. The big death this week is the number 2 thing on here, but I decided to wait to 22 minutes in. Richard Belzer, former stand-up comedian who got a role on the Baltimore shot Homicide, which I was an extra on for 2 episodes. Never worked with him, but I did see his directing chair or his cast chair, because apparently he was going to be filming a scene later on after I had left. But I did see that, though. And then after Homicide ended, his character John Munch moved on to Law and Order and was on that show forever. He also holds a extraordinary world record. Let's see if I can pull this up. I pulled it up the other day. Okay. Richard Belzer has played his character John Munch in episodes on at least 7 other series and in a sketch on a talk show, making Munch the only fictional character to appear on 11 different television shows played by a single actor. These shows were on 6 different networks: Homicide, the Law and Order series, The X-Files, The Beat, Law and Order Trial by Jury, Arrested Development, The Wire, 30 Rock, Law and Order Special Victims Unit, and then popped up a few times on Unbreakable Kimmy Schmidt and Jimmy Kimmel Live. He was Detective Munch for 22 consecutive seasons on Homicide and Law & Order SVU, which exceeded the previous primetime live-action record of 20 consecutive seasons held by James Arness and Kelsey Grammer. So the record now has been passed to Belzer's SVU co-star Mariska Hargitay, who's still doing her role. But yeah, he's done it, and he's done a whole bunch of other stuff also. He was also a huge conspiracy theorist, has written a number of books on conspiracy theories. I think I've read one of them. But Rest in peace, Mr. Belzer. Another death, real quick. Toru Okada, who created the PlayStation logo sound effect and also was a founding member of the Japan rock band Moon Riders, passed away this week as well. A couple anniversaries this week. Get Out came out in 2017. So that's 2017, 18, 19, 20, 22, 23, 6 years ago. Avatar, The Last Airbender premiered in 2005. So that's 18 years ago. So that's interesting as well. And The Legend of Zelda, the original video game, came out 37 years ago. And I remember playing that at the time. My mom was dating a guy who had a big screen TV at that time. It was kind of a huge deal to have it back in 87, 88, and 87. Let's see, 37 years backwards would be 2020, 13, 03, 93. No, 40 years would be 87, 97, 2007, 2017, 2027. It was 37, but it was 37 years ago. It was kind of a big deal having a big screen TV, and this guy did, and he loved Legend of Zelda. And I had it, and he had it, and he would stay up all night trying to finish the game. I think he actually did eventually, but I think I kind of find it interesting that he did that as well. The Webb telescope photographed massive mature galaxies that were created right after the Big Bang that changes what scientists believed about the Big Bang and how galaxies form. This is something that they were not expecting to see, and this throws into question one of their theories about how galaxies formed after the Big Bang, that these are basically about the same age as the Big Bang. So how could that be? Because they're mature galaxies and they didn't just form. No, they were fully formed by very soon after the Big Bang. So they got to try to figure out what's going on with that. So kind of interesting about that. Rogers the Musical be coming to Disneyland California Adventure during the summer. There's a theater there, and they'll be, I don't know if they're doing the whole show or just that bit we saw in the Hawkeye TV show. So, but that will be coming this summer to the California Adventure. That's pretty cool. March 1st is coming up very quickly. March 1st is actually Wednesday, and it's this upcoming Wednesday. And The Mandalorian Season 3 on Disney Plus drops on March 1st. And the Jon Favreau has already said that Season 4 has already been written also. It just hasn't been filmed yet. So we are in good hands. So Mandalorian Season 3 starts on Wednesday, I should say. My wife's birthday is on Friday. She wants to go to the Melting Pot, which is a fondue restaurant. So hopefully we'll be able to do that. And then her folks want to see her on Sunday for her birthday. So the 5th, next Sunday. So we should do that as well. The most popular children's book series in Japan, see again, another more Japan story, is Oshiri Tantiao, The Butt Detective. It's about an anthropomorphic butt that solves crimes. It is the most popular kids book or story series out there about a butt detective. Pretty cool about that. Guillermo del Toro, who loved his stop motion Pinocchio and loved working on his stop motion stuff, and will probably win an Oscar for it as well. Really enjoyed his stop motion stuff, so he will be doing another stop motion adaptation, this one of a book called The Buried Giant. I believe it will probably be on Netflix again as well. I think it's a Japanese book again, so there we go. Japan is all over the place this week as well. New Mortal Kombat video game will be coming in 2023. It's been a while since the last Mortal Kombat video game has been out, but now we get a new one. So for fans of Mortal Kombat, it'd be interesting to see how they're going to do that with this new era of graphics, because I have no idea when the last Mortal Kombat came out. It probably hasn't been for years, many, many years. So with these new servers and ways of doing stuff, it should be interesting to see how they're going to do that as well. The Wildflower trailer starring the luscious Alexandra Daddario is also out this week. I didn't check, but there it is. Ryan Reynolds loves Sean Levy. He's done 2 movies with him that have already aired. He's working on Deadpool 3 with him now, and now he's also going to be doing a movie called Boy Band with Sean Levy that can only be figured out as being a former boy band member. Something's going to happen, blah, blah, blah. Stephen Yeun of The Walking Dead and the voice on the Invincible cartoon has been joining the Thunderbolts movie, which starts filming this summer, in a role that has not been announced yet, but they say it's a key, important one. Elizabeth Banks, who directed Cocaine Bear, won a PETA Award for Best Animal Performance in a Film by the Cocaine Bear, which was done all CGI, obviously, but she still won it, which is kind of cool. The SAG Awards will be moving to Netflix, I don't think this year, but next year. I will have the SAG Award nominations here in a little bit, just not right now. Dr. Seuss's How the Grinch Stole Christmas is getting a sequel, which is interesting since Dr. Seuss is dead. So I don't know who's going to write it, but this one's called How the Grinch Lost Christmas. But that will be coming out probably in time for this Christmas coming up. So we'll probably hear more about this on this show closer to Christmas time. But to repeat, a sequel to Dr. Seuss's How the Grinch Stole Christmas is going to be produced and released in bookstores and online, all this stuff, probably around Christmas time this year, called How the Grinch Lost Christmas. So again, don't know how it's going to be done with Dr. Seuss not being around, but what can we do? Coca-Cola has had these new flavors, that they've just been sort of messing around with. I've tried a couple of them and they've been okay, nothing major. Well, they have a new one. They haven't had a new one in a while, but they do now. It's called Move. It was at the grocery store, but only in small cans, and they didn't have anyone I could try before I bought the cans, so I decided not to do it. But it's out there now. It's called Move. Don't know much about what the flavor is, so keep an eye out for that. Reba McEntire is joining the reality show The Voice in this new season as being one of the judges, whatever The Voice stuff is. I'm not exactly sure. I don't really pay much attention to that. Whoopi Goldberg is joining the cast of The Conners for their new season. There's a short film that dramatizes I never knew this was a thing, a Jack Nicholson, John Belushi feud, but there's now a short film that dramatizes it. Is coming out here soon. Melissa George, who is also another really good hottie, has joined the cast of The Hurt Unit, which is a show that always seems to pop up on my show every week with new casting. It's been Ben McKenzie is the male lead for that, and Melissa George is the female lead for it. And there's been some other casting done in that as well. So that's kind of interesting to see that. Deniz Akidiz, Caitlin Olsen, Donald Suni are going to be joining the HPI remake for Drew Goddard. Never heard of the original HPI, but there's a one with Drew Goddard, who's a good producer. So there we go. Alison Brie and Jake Lacey joined Sam Neill and Annette Bening in the Peacock Limited series Apples Never Fall. So that's going to be coming up there soon. Burt Nistell's the something, I forget the name. It's a name. It's the trailer for this guy. This movie with Mark Hamill. Basically, he's a stand-up who made jokes that he joined the Russian mafia and was with them for about a year, and then came back and did a stand-up about it, and now his life's in danger, blah, blah. Mark Hamill has been cast as his father, and who's saying that this never happened, and that's what the movie's about. So that trailer's out there. I can't read the Malice or something like that. I can't really read what it is, but oh well, there you go. Patricia Heaton in The Beldam is a monster horror film. She's been cast in that. Ben & Jerry's has a new ice cream flavor called Churray for Churros. Churros are good, but now you have churros ice cream. Mark Guggenheim, who's familiar with comic book adaptations, is adapting an espionage graphic novel called Too Dead to Die, something like that. At Universal, it's a Simon Cross super spy character. So that should be interesting. Laurie Metcalf, Tatiana Maslany, and something or other return to Broadway in Grey House. Man, my handwriting is really, really bad. The Tremors reboot, directed by Bill Watterson, I guess, of Calvin and Hobbes fame, is no longer a go. It's been canceled. I don't know why, but okay. And Reese's Scented Easter Grass is the Easter grass you're going to need for your Easter baskets this year, scented just like Reese's. And Snorlax and Togepi are your new Pokemon Squashmallows characters. Read through these real quick, and then I'll hit on that one. Anniversary, Army of Darkness, 1993. Wow, 93. That's 30 years. 93, 2003, 2013, 2023. Yep. 30 years old this week. Yep. Brand new Pokeball is being teased for the new anime. Megan Unrated is dropping on DVD very soon. Zoe Saldana has been cast in the Russo brothers survival film The Bluff. Lauren Glazier has been added to the cast of Wonder Man. Demetrius Gross is also been added to the cast of Wonder Man, playing the Grim Reaper. And Stella Meggy will be directing episodes of Wonder Man. And everybody's all shocked. It's like, well, they're going through with their TV series. Like Marvel's never going to do TV series again. They can just, it's a schadenfreude. They want to see Marvel fail, and they're just like, oh, well, you're doing this. Well, they know what they're doing, so you shut the hell up. Daughter uses TikTok to help her dad's book go viral 11 years after it was released. Grandma's last dying wish was to be buried in an M&M's casket. So the family, with the help of Grandma, before she passed away, crafted one, created one, and buried her in it. So doing things a little bit different now. So now all I got left is this page. There's a lot of award stuff. That's why I'm going to hit them last. I'm just going to roll through the stuff right here. Waco, the Aftermath trailer with Michael Shannon came out this week as well. Again, didn't really look at it. Not really too much interesting to me. Everything Everywhere All at Once is a great movie, and the production company is doing some auctions for charity and stuff like that. You can own your very own Rakakuni. If you know, if you watch the movie, you know what that's all about. But you can actually get your own Rakakuni if you join their auction for that as well. Blumhouse, I've always been fairly fair to vote. They're doing a really good job with their films. They do low budget horror films, which make a ton of money. They're fairly successful. Well, the Blumhouse people have decided we should branch out into video games. Why not? It's the easiest, quickest thing to do. Video games are a big money maker for them, or a big money maker for companies. So why not run a few horror video games out there? The Pope's Exorcist with Russell Crowe is the big trailer that came out this week. Again, didn't care much for it, so I didn't really take a look at it, but you can go ahead. The Five Nights at Freddy, speaking of Blumhouse, I think the Five Nights at Freddy movie has started filming, and it stars Matthew Lillard. I think I probably mentioned that, but I don't remember that. He plays the bad guy in a movie about Five Nights at Freddy about homicidal bears and stuff. So, okay. Vision Quest, again, the people are like, is Marvel still doing TV shows? Blah, blah, blah. Vision Quest is the sequel to WandaVision, is going to start filming next year, not this year. So they're getting themselves squared up and ready, getting the scripts written, the production set up, and how they're going to do stuff. So we should probably be hearing more news about that within the next year or so. Hellboy is getting a new movie. I told you about that last week, called The Crooked Man, based on one of the Mike Mignola's stories about the Appalachian witches. And the director has said that we're going to do something that no one has ever done before. We're going to make an R-rated Hellboy movie. So, okay, I guess that's good. Netflix is adapting Harlan Cobain's Fool Me Once with Michelle Keegan, Richard Armitage, and Joanna Lumley. Miles Teller is being considered for the lead role in Neuromancer, based on the book series, the cyberpunk book series by William Gibson for Apple TV. That's something that hasn't really been touched on for a while. Speaking of Russell Crowe, he and Karen Gillan are going to be starring in a movie filming in Australia, a thriller called Sleeping Dogs. And Riz Ahmed and Lily James are also making a thriller called, I don't know what that's called, but they're making one. So I can't read my handwriting. This will be the last one I do. Last one. Ant-Man 3 had a $104 million opening, so screw you, pundits, but now they're all being shot in Florida about how it dropped precipitously. Well, yeah, all big-time movies for the most part do drop precipitously, so you can just shut up about that. Speaking of Ant-Man, a Tennessee animal shelter is calling on Paul Rudd to adopt a dog that looks a lot like him, whose name is Paul Ruff, Pawlruff. Go for it, man. Tom Sizemore has been listed in critical condition. Don't know what that's about or how that's going, but he was listed in critical condition this week. Also, Julian Sands, character actor, disappeared, I think, way back in December or January in the mountains when he went hiking. He still has not returned, and they are still hunting for them, but he's still looking for him. Park Service still looking for him now. A warehouse used in the filming of the movie Return of the Living Dead is now up for sale. So if you want to buy a piece of movie memorabilia, in this case, a whole warehouse, it's up for a bid now. So why don't you go ahead and do it? Well, Netflix has been doing a bunch of adaptations and good stuff. They are axing the Gorillaz animated movie based on the band. So their animation stuff has sort of been disappearing lately, and I don't know why that is. There is a production company has bought the rights to make a film and a limited series, not just one or the other, both, a film and limited series about the first female mob boss. I guess you can't ever get away from the mob. It's a big money maker, I guess, but it's just the same old boring stuff. It's the mob. Okay, we get it. We see it all the time. Why do we have to keep doing it over and over and over again? But we are. Luc Besson, who hasn't been seen for a while, has a comeback movie called Dogmen, which doesn't really have any big actors, but it's his way of returning back to cinema greatness for a while there. He's been doing kind of crappy stuff and not really doing a lot of interesting things, but he's coming back and he's just made this sort of independent film and is just trying to get a production company to take a look at it and say, hey, we'll buy this and we'll release it to the theaters for you. Now, this trailer I did see, Keira Knightley and Carrie Coon star in the trailer for the Hulu series or movie. It could be either movie series. I'm not sure. I'm not 100% sure about the Boston Strangler, which is something that really hasn't been covered that much, but is a true crime storyline. And it's a, equally creepy trailer about a serial killer. So yeah. And the two women who went after him and took him out. Extremely rare phantom jellyfish has been finally caught on film. So congratulations for that. Let's see. Anything else? Nope. All I have left is anniversaries, deaths, and the awards. So deaths, we just have one other death. Another Japanese guy. Leiji Matsumoto was the creator of the manga anime Space Battleship Yamamoto, which was in the U.S. called Star Blazers. He died at the age of 85. And so that's the last of the deaths we have this week. Anniversaries. Anniversaries. Lost Highway, one of my favorite David Lynch movies, came out in 1997. So 97, 2007, 2017, 26 years ago. That was released. 20 years ago, Old School was released, so it's celebrating its 20th anniversary this week. Euro Trip is 19 years, around the same time as Old School. Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure is 34 years old this week. Shutter Island is 13 years old this week. And Office Space is 24 years old this week. We are in the midst of award seasons, and a ton of awards nominations and prizes have been given out. The Oscars come out March 12th, which for the most part is the end. Is the end of award season. But let's see. First up, let's see the lesser known production design awards. Let's see if we have these. Okay, 2023 ADG award winners. Here we go. Okay, so the winner of Best Period Feature Film was Babylon. The winner for Fantasy Feature Film was Everything Everywhere All at Once. The award for Contemporary Feature Film was Glass Onion and Knives Out Mystery. The production design for Animated Feature Film was Guillermo del Toro's Pinocchio. Nominees for television, the 1 hour period single camera series production winner was Pachinko Chapter 1. 1 hour fantasy single camera series, the winner was Lord of the Rings of Power Adar episode was the winner. 1 hour contemporary single camera series winner was Severance, Good News About Hell, production designer. Television movie or limited series, Guillermo del Toro's Cabinet of Curiosities, one production design there. Half hour single camera series, Our Flag Means Death pilot, won that one. Multi-camera series, How I Met Your Father pilot, won that one. Variety reality or competition series, Saturday Night Live, Jack Harlow hosts season 48, episode 4 episode. Variety special, the 94th annual Oscars, won the production design award for that. The best production award commercial, Lord of the Rings of Power title announcement. Short format music video or web series, Adele's I Drink Wine, won production design for that. So those are your production design winners. I didn't know there was such a thing. That's kind of cool that they did their own sort of one as well. All right, so SAG nominees we'll do last. The DGA award winners. Let's do those. DGA Awards 2023. All right, here we go. Outstanding directorial achievements in theatrical feature film, Daniel Kwan and Daniel Scheinhardt for Everything Everywhere All at Once. Now, the DGA winner usually ends up winning the Oscar, so keep that in mind as well. Michael Apted Award for Outstanding Directorial Achievements in First-Time Theatrical Feature Film was Charlotte Wells for Aftersun. Outstanding Directorial Achievement in Dramatic Series, Sam Levinson for Euphoria, Stand Still Like the Hummingbird episode. Outstanding Directorial Achievement in a Comedy Series, Bill Hader for Barry episode 710 North. Outstanding Directorial Achievement in Movies for Television Limited Series, the winner was Helen Shaver for Station 11, Who's There episode. Outstanding Directorial Achievement in Variety Talk News Sports regularly scheduled program was Liz Patrick for Saturday Night Live. Host and musical guest Jack Harlow. That's kind of interesting. He's won a couple there. Outstanding Directorial Achievement in Variety Talk News Sports Specials, Glenn Weiss for the 75th Annual Tony Awards. Outstanding Directorial Achievement in Reality Programs, Ben Sims with Running with Bear Grylls. Florence Pugh in the volcanic rainforest of Costa Rica. Outstanding Directorial Achievement in Children's Programming. The winner was Annie Renton for Best Foot Forward episode Halloween. Outstanding Directorial Achievement in Commercials, Kim Gehrig for Accessibility Apple. I'm sorry, no, hold on. I don't know what she won for. Let me see if I can. I don't know what she won for. Okay. Outstanding Directorial Achievement in Documentary, Sarah Dosa for Fire of Love. Lifetime Achievement and Service Award recipients, Robert Fishman, Mark Hassan, Valdez Flag. So there's your DGA award winners. So keep in mind the one about the Daniels winning for that. As I said, the majority of the DGA award winners, about 98%, go on to win the Oscars as well. Since basically the same people vote on it. So, all right, what's next award one? The BAFTAs. I didn't give you the BAFTA nominees, so I'll just give you the BAFTA winners. For those who don't know, the BAFTAs are the British Academy Awards. Best film winner was All Quiet on the Western Front. Outstanding British film was The Banshees of Inisherin. Outstanding debut by British writer, director, or producer, Aftersun, Charlotte Wells was the winner. Best film not in the English language, All Quiet on the Western Front winner. Best documentary, Navalny was the winner. Best animated film, Guillermo del Toro's Pinocchio was the winner. Best director, Edward Berger, All Quiet on the Western Front. Best original screenplay, Martin McDonagh for The Banshees of Inisherin. Best adapted screenplay, Edward Berger, Ian Stokell, and Leslie Patterson, All Quiet on the Western Front. Best lead actress, Cate Blanchett, Tar, winner. There's your front runner there. Best lead actor, Austin Butler, Elvis, winner. He's making quite a case for himself, too. Best supporting actress, Carrie Condon for The Banshees of Inisherin. Best supporting actor, Barry Keoghan for The Banshees of Inisherin. Best original score, Volker Bertelmann for All Quiet on the Western Front. Best casting, Nikki Barrett, Dennis Shamian for Elvis. Best cinematography, James Friend, All Quiet on the Western Front. Best editing, Paul Rogers, Everything Everywhere All at Once. He should win Best Editing for the Oscars as well because that was an insanely edited film. Best production design, Florence Martin, Anthony Carlino for Babylon. Now, Babylon's won a couple of production design ones now, so you got to keep an eye on that one as well. Best costume design, Catherine Martin for Elvis. Best makeup and hair, Shane Thomas, Louise Colston, Mark Collier, and Barry Gower for Elvis. Best sound, Lars Ginzel, Frank Cruz, Victor Prasil, and Marcus Stemler for All Quiet on the Western Front. Best special visual effects, Richard Banaham, Daniel Barrett, Joel Lettieri, and Edward Sandon for Avatar: The Way of Water. Excuse me. Best British short animation, The Boy, the Mole, the Fox, and the Horse. Best British short film, the winner is An Irish Goodbye. And the EE Rising Star is Emma Mackey, winner. So All Quiet on the Western Front won a ton of stuff. So did Elvis. So, but again, that's British stuff. All Quiet on the Western Front was a German film, so they tend to probably want to keep more of their stuff in-house, or they want to sort of make the more British movies win instead of American ones that came over to Britain. That's why Banshees of Inisherin won a bunch, as did All Quiet on the Western Front. But Elvis was kind of interesting because I don't think that was done by a British guy. I think the guy directed it's Australian, actually. So maybe it's because it's another foreign country. I don't know. So we'll see. BAFTAs are not really a good gauge of who's going to win the Oscars, but there's some good shots there. I think All Quiet on the Western Front is going to win Best Foreign Film easily. I think Cate Blanchett's going to win Best Actress easily. I think Everything Everywhere All at Once should win Best Editing pretty easily, but we're going to talk about that March 11th, March 12th, somewhere around there. So that's all for the awards. The only thing left is the SAG nominations, because the SAG awards come out a little, the winners come out a little while later. SAG nominations. All right. Okay. All right. Blah, blah, blah. Let's see. Let's get the list here. Come on. All right, so the full nominations below. It's going to take place actually on Sunday, tomorrow. I mean, really, later today, actually. After yep. So later today, we're going to get the SAG Awards. So it is going to actually stream on Netflix's YouTube channel this year and then move to Netflix in 2024. So that's how it works. So the SAG Awards are today. So we'll have the SAG Award winners on next week's episode. So let me write that down real quick. So 489 SAG Award winners, Mandalorian review. Okay, get those right down there. All right, so these are who are going to be trying to win the SAG Awards tonight, because it's after midnight now. And remember, this is TV and cinema, so here we go. Outstanding performance by a male actor in a television movie or limited series: Steve Carell, The Patient; Taron Egerton, Blackbird; Sam Elliott, 1883; Paul Walter Hauser, Blackbird; Evan Peters, Dahmer. Evan Peters is going to win this one pretty easily. Tell you what, let me, since I got time, I'm not even an hour in yet, and I'm almost done. Let's see if I can pick who the winners are. So Evan Peters is going to win for Dahmer on that one. Outstanding performance by a female actor in a television movie or limited series. The nominees are Emily Blunt, The English; Jessica Chastain, George and Tammy; Julie Garner, Inventing Anna; Nicey Nash Betts, Dahmer; and Amanda Seyfried, The Dropout. Amanda Seyfried has been winning a lot of stuff lately. I think she's got this one in the bag as well. So I'm going with Amanda Seyfried on this one. Outstanding performance by a male actor in a comedy series. The nominees are Anthony Kerrigan for Barry; Bill Hader for Barry; Steve Martin for Only Murders in the Building; Martin Short for Only Murders in the Building; and Jeremy Allen White for The Bear. I think through process elimination, I think Jeremy Allen White is going to win this one as well for The Bear, because Steve Martin and Martin Short are going to vote each other out, and Anthony Kerrigan and Bill Hader are going to vote each other out. So they're going to split the vote. So Jeremy Allen White is probably going to win for The Bear. Plus, he's been winning some other awards lately too, so it wouldn't surprise me. Outstanding performance by a female actor in a comedy series: Christina Applegate, Dead to Me; Rachel Bronsanahan for The Marvelous Mrs. Maisel; Quinta Brunson for Abbott Elementary; Jenna Ortega for Wednesday; and Jean Smart for Hacks. This one's a tough one because all of them have the potential to win this one. I think it comes down to, Abbott Elementary's been winning a ton of stuff, so I think it's a three-way between Christina, Quinta, and Jean Smart. I think Jean Smart's going to pull this one out, though. Seems it's funny. All the last ones are the ones I'm picking, are the ones I think are going to win. I'll say performance by an ensemble in a comedy series. The nominees are Abbott Elementary, Barry, The Bear, Hacks, Only Murders in the Building. I think Abbott Elementary wins this one. They've been winning tons of awards already, so I think they win this one also. Outstanding performance by a male actor in a drama series. The nominees are Jonathan Banks for Better Call Saul; Jason Bateman for Ozark; Jeff Bridges for The Old Man; Bob Odenkirk for Better Call Saul; Adam Scott for Severance. I think Bob Odenkirk's got this one in the bag. It was his final season. He's got a lot of good reviews on it. Adam Scott could come in and play spoiler, but I think Bob Odenkirk's got this one in the bag, despite the fact that Jonathan Banks is in there as well. I just think Bob Odenkirk was his final season. He's been getting a lot of good reviews. I think he's got this one in the bag. Outstanding performance by a female actor in a drama series. This one's easy. The nominees are, I'm going to do it backwards. Well, I don't know. Hold on a second. The nominees are Jennifer Coolidge for The White Lotus; Elizabeth Debicki for The Crown; Julie Garner for Ozark; Laura Linney for Ozark; and Zendaya for Euphoria. Now, this is a two-woman race between Jennifer Coolidge for White Lotus and Zendaya for Euphoria, both of which have won massive awards for this. I think Coolidge is going to outlast Zendaya on this one. I think she wins this one. Outstanding performance by an ensemble in a drama series. The nominees are Better Call Saul, The Crown, Ozark, Severance, and The White Lotus. Now, this was a tough one also because Better Call Saul is always up there with pretty good stuff. Severance is always getting some stuff in The White Lotuses as well. I think Severance takes this one, though, because they seem to have been winning a lot of stuff there as well. Outstanding performance by a female actor in a supporting role. This is for movies now. The nominees are Angela Bassett, Black Panther: Wakanda Forever; Hong Chow for The Whale; Carrie Condon for The Banshees of Inisherin; Jamie Lee Curtis for Everything Everywhere All at Once; Stephanie Hsu for Everything Everywhere All at Once. I think Angela Bassett's been on a streak right now. I think she wins this one hands down as well. I think she's going to win the Oscar also, but that's besides the point. But I think Angela Bassett's got this one in the bag. Outstanding performance by a male actor in a supporting role. The nominees are Paul Dano for The Fabelmans, which I should have seen today, but I didn't. Brendan Gleeson for The Banshees of Inisherin; Barry Keoghan for The Banshees of Inisherin; Ke Huy Quan for Everything Everywhere All at Once; and Remain for The Good Nurse; Ki Hui Kwan has having himself quite a year. He's been winning all the awards. I think he's got this one in the bag as well. And I think he's going to win Best Supporting Actor also, but that's one. Outstanding performance by a female actor in a leading role. The winner, this one's easy, is obvious. The nominees are Kate Blanchett for Tar, Viola Davis, The Woman King, Anna de Armas for Blonde, Danielle Deadwyler for Till, Michelle Yeoh for Everything Ever All at Once. Kate Blanchett, who's been winning everything, is going to win this one as well. Outstanding performance by a male actor in a leading role. The nominees are Austin Butler for Elvis, Colin Farrell for The Banshees of Inisherin, Brendan Fraser for The Whale, Bill Nighy for Living, and Adam Sandler for Hustle. This one's a two-person race between Austin Butler and Brendan Fraser. Austin Butler's been getting a lot of heat lately. Brendan Fraser sort of disappeared kind of lately. Unfortunately, I think Austin Butler's going to edge out Brendan Fraser in this one. Outstanding performance by a cast in a motion picture. The nominees are Babylon, The Banshees of Inisherin, Everything Everywhere All at Once, The Fabelmans, and Women Talking. Now, this one's a tough one. It's between... I think Everything Everywhere All at Once wins this one, with the Banshees of Inisherin as a very close second. Outstanding action performance by a stunt ensemble and a motion picture. I love having they have the stunt ones. The nominees are Avatar: The Way of Water, The Batman, Black Panther: Wakanda Forever, Top Gun: Maverick, and The Woman King. I think The Batman's got this one in the bag, though Top Gun: Maverick may win this one due to the stunt flying, I guess. But I think The Batman's got this one. And finally, the outstanding action performance by a stunt ensemble in a television series. The nominees are Andor, The Boys, House of the Dragon, Lord of the Rings of Power, Stranger Things. Everyone loves House of the Dragon. The House of the Dragon's going to win this one as well. So that is your SAG nominees. Those are my picks for who's going to win the SAG Awards, which are airing later today. And I just have one more thing to say, and then I'm done this quick episode because I've got my anxiety about mice and I don't have a lot of stuff to talk about. And I'm probably going to go to bed here soon real quick anyway because I don't feel like hanging around here and listening to the mice running around. Finally, today's last story. We have an ancient wooden sex toy has been discovered in the Roman ruins. Now, I can't imagine how a wooden sex toy would feel. Since, most sex toys are this sort of polymer plastic sort of thing, but jamming a thing of wood up your hoochie or whatever you want to call it, or your ass for that matter, goddamn. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I'm done. This is a quick, breezy, hour and 2 minutes long episode. We'll see what happens next week. Going back upstairs to face the mice music and see what you do. And then I'm probably going to hit the hay real quick because I am tired. All right, guys. Thanks. Be safe. Have a great week. February's ending this week. This is my last episode for February of 2023. Next week's episode is going to be in March. So probably going to be March 4th since I'll be busy March 5th. That's a Sunday, and March 3rd is my wife's birthday. And March 4th is a Saturday. I usually do it anyway. So we'll see you then. Hopefully everyone has a good week, and hopefully we have a good week, and hopefully those mice will be gone by this time next week. Bye. Whoops, I was getting ready to just X out, but I just need to do this.